Hey friends, hope you're doing well, and this is me Tabriz. Today we are going to take a session, and today I will also demonstrate VMS software from Hikvision that's called the HikCentral Professional. Okay, so we have that software. I have also commissioned a site with the help of this software. So now I'm in that stage where I can let you know what are the benefits and what are the things you can do with the HikCentral server. So let's start the video, and without wasting any time, I'll just go a deep and dive later and later. So let's start. Okay. So basically the HikCentral professional services and the server comes with loads of version. So the latest version is like 2.3.1, and the version which I have installed is like version 2.2.2. Okay, so this is the setup for the control client. If you want to monitor the server's cameras through some desktop from the remote site or from the user end, you have to install a control client. So this is a client and server based. Okay, so this is the exact setup, which is having a size of 1.14 gig. Okay, and parallel you also need to install this control client software, which is 297 MB at the desktop end. Okay, so these are the two top softwares, and the third which one you required is pstore. If you are installing your footages, your backups, your recordings at the some NAS over the NAS, then you are going to need this pstore software also. Okay, this is having a size of 462 MB. All right, so I have already done the setup. So once you install it, you will get, okay, once you install it, okay, you will get two what I say links over your desktop, two icons over your desktop. So let me show you. So this is the exact, this is the actual server over there. I'm going to install it, but through the help of Hyper Manager, Hyper-V only. So we are going to install the instances of VMs. Okay, for that. So here I have to show you. You have, all right. So here you can see that I have installed in Hyper-V Venture. There is two instances. One is in the off condition, second one is running. Okay, second one is running where I have installed my HikCentral server. So let me show you. I have to double click over it, and this is the actual server. Okay, so this is already running, but as I said, once you install it, you will get two links over your desktop. One is web client and the second one is service manager. So this is the service manager interface, which you can see here. Here you can see that. Give me a second. Okay, all right. So what I have to do is once you install it, you have to check all the services must be running. Okay, these all services that you can see here, that must be running. These all services must be in the running positions. Okay, and once you found it's all running, you can go directly over your Google Chrome or whatever the Explorer you are using. So you have to go, and the first thing what you have to do is either you can access this application. This only have to access through the browser only. You can use whatever the browser of your choice, like Chrome, Firefox, and directly through the Internet Explorer, but this is totally an UI which has to be accessed through the browser only. So right now I am going to dig into through the local host only, through the local host IP. Okay, if you have install it fresh, so Give me a second. Okay, so if you have done the fresh installation, once you start the Internet Explorer and log in through the actual IP address or through the local host, it will ask you for the first password. Okay, so I have already set up, so I will just go through the login process. Right. So this is the main screen of the HikCentral professional web client. So this is the web client, okay, and you must have the license for all of those things. So if you want to set up a cameras of like 100 numbers of cameras in your premises, then you must have a license for that 100 cameras. Even you must have the licenses for the recording also. Okay, so both licenses are different. For the recording you need an additional license, and for the live view you need an additional license. Okay, for all of your licenses you can check over here. So I have the license, I can show you the license details. Okay, I have a license of like 175 camera. So these are the like maximum cameras which I can add through the web control. Okay, and most of the things are like you can see 0 and 0. This thing you have to know is the recording server. I have one recording server installed over here, and maximum I can install 64 recording servers. DeepMind NVRs, if you have, you can install it through this license. So 64 numbers of that also you can install, and rest of the things you can see is like 0 and 0. So the things which are like disabled and not enabled, you can do that, but this quantity which is reflecting over here for the licenses, you can't use that. Okay, because your license doesn't have the permission for that. So, and this is going to be expiring like 2099, so this is for the lifetime. All right, so once you have the license, what you can do is you can I'll let you know how you can like add those cameras, how you can add recording servers and all. Okay, so first what you have to do is first you have to add an recording server. For that you have to go over here in the resource management. So all of the things like encoding servers, encoding devices, recording server, streaming server, all of these things has to be add from here only. So like I have these cameras already added over here. So if you want to add some new camera, okay, you can add from here only. And if your camera is having going to be accessed from the on-wave protocol, then also you have to change the setting from here. So in the network you have to enable the on-wave, okay, here only. So let me show you device access protocol. All right, so this has to be enabled. Okay, this has to be enabled. So once you enable it, then you only going to have the access for the on-wave protocol, and then you can add the cameras through the on-wave. Okay, so I'll go back again over here. All right, so here you can see that I have like listed over I have around 173 number of cameras which has been going to be accessed through the on-wave protocol, and rest of the are from the private protocol, which is directly accessed because those are Hikvision cameras. All right, so these are the cameras which I have already been added. If you are adding some new cameras which are not like been added, you can see the list in the below section. This section I'm talking about the cameras which are not been added, and this section is already been added. Okay, and if you want to see the added cameras also, you can see over here these cameras are already been added in this system. Once you have like added the cameras, you can assign area also. You can assign area, like what are the areas you want to define. So you can define all of your areas over here, and you can put those cameras, different cameras, okay, in the different area. All right, and through the area only you can like enable all those settings. Like if you want to put the recordings and all, you can do from here only. So you can see that I have one recording server which is called PS2. This is the recording server. PS2. This is the recording server. All the cameras has been set to PS2, which is having a size of around 170 TB. Okay, this is the size of having. I will show you the recording server also later on. And once you add the camera, you have to like give all these settings permissions from here only. So you have to assign one recording server, and if you want to set up a streaming server, you know that what is the streaming server. If you are accessing more than 200 cameras, you can see the limit over here. You can see the limit over here. If you are accessing more than 200 cameras, then you have to deploy a streaming server also. See here, the count of cameras is like high. You can check the count of cameras from here. So right now I'm using both I'm using both a streaming gateway, and along with that I'm also using the streaming server. So combining with that, I can access around 400 cameras right now. So if you want to add more than 200, so you have to add a streaming server for each 200 cameras. Alright. Okay, so we were in the resource management. So in the resource management, I have added a recording server, which I will show you over here. So here is the recording server, pstore 1. I can access that pstore server, and I will show you. This also need a license. So you can directly access the pstore server from the web client. So you can see the screen of the storage server. So this is the screen of the storage server. So basically you can add all those, like your NAS. If you are having some NAS, so you can add the storage. So like I have already mounted my storage through this CIFS, okay, CIFS protocol. So this has been assigned, and here I have added all those resources over here. So you have to create multiple, you have to add a multiple disk over here, and one disk has a limit of around 16 TB only. So if you want to add around 200 TB as a pstore storage server, so you have to at least add 12 hard drive over here. You can see that all hard drive is having a size of 16 TB, and along with that I have already 12 hard drive over here. Okay, so if I multiply that 12 into 16, I get a space of around 180 TB. Alright, so once you added the hard drive over here, you can create a pool over here. Okay, so you have to create a pool of you can create a pool of like 2 or 3 hard drives. You can create a pool of all the hard drives which are listed over here, So I have created a single pool. You can see that I have created a single pool, and you can see the size of that pool. So this is the size of the pool which I am using right now, which comes around 180 TB around. Okay, this is the size of, this is in the GB. Okay, this is gigabyte. So gigabyte. Okay, so if you convert it, you will get around 170 TB of space. Second thing, once you created your storage server, this also needs a license. Okay, you can check your license over here. I'll show you. See, and this is the license, and you have to activate your license. Okay, you have to activate your license with the KMS server only. There is nothing you can tamper along with the licenses. So you don't have to do much things in the in the pstore server. Only you have to define the space. Okay, and some of the settings you can use, like NTP time zone you can assign over here. Stream authentication, which this has to be like linked with your main server, HikCentral server, this key. Okay, so the storage server and streaming server will get bind through this key only. Okay, if you can also keep your PS store in the HM mode, so one PA, if your one PS store gets failed, the other will take it on. All right, you can do the database restores if you are doing like a fresh installation, but a fresh installation, if the application has been like it tampered or some malware attacked, you can do the restore of this application. So there is nothing much more in the PS store. So let's come back to our main server. Okay, so along with that I have also created a streaming server. So streaming server, you can get the data sheet for all those things. So streaming server which I have created is like right now using 171 incoming stream and 171 outgoing stream, so total of around 342 streamings it is using right now. And you can see the state of the CPU, it's already using 3% and the RAM is using 80%. So this is not the actual utilization by the streaming server. We are already deployed some of the other resources on that PC. So basically streaming server use very less memory. The recommended is 16 GB, but it's only use around 4 gigs of RAM, not more than that. Okay, so you can create a streaming server for here, and already I shown the area you can create. If you have a premises, if you have like multiple buildings, you can create the list over here, so you can easily tag those cameras in the particular resources. Okay, particular area. So here you get some other functions also. If you want to create multiple accounts for the user, you can create over here. Okay, and let me show you what other functionalities we have. Let's close these all tabs. Even if you have some map of your building, you can assign the map over here. You can just you can go in the map setting, and here you can add the map. Okay, so you have to upload the map over here, and you can tag the particular camera over the map. So you can use JPG, PNG, and these formats you can use to upload your maps, and you can easily tag those cameras over the map. Okay, you can also use like Google Map, but that's not relevant for me. Here you get some other more features like video application. You can also access those cameras directly from here. Let me show you. So all those cameras which has been added, you can like watch from here. So once you have to click over there over that camera, and you can easily get the view. It's take just a little bit of time. I'm already using it over the remote. Okay, so you can see the view of the camera already. Okay, and if you want to access the playback for some particular camera, you can just click over the playback over here, and then again you have to click on the same camera, and here you can see all these recording. It's recording 24/7, so you can see over here. So very easy to use, you can use like as much as things you want to add, you can add in your licenses. And this is like very smart. It can easily tell you have to set you can easily view the failure of the cameras, failure of the recording servers, any of the things, because already all of the things are being monitored. So if you have want to check some failures, you can go in the health monitoring, and this is the real-time overview. You can see over here, this is real-time overview, whatever the thing is happening in the real-time scenario. Okay, so here you can see that how much camera is like are right now in the offline mode. So 5 cameras in listed over here is in offline mode. Recording schedule is not configured. If you have like listed 175 camera you have added and you forgot to configure schedule for that camera, it can also let you know that. And if there is any video loss, okay, it can tell you recording schedule already I mentioned. Okay, and as your streaming server here, it's showing in warning mode, so you can see like why it's being like warned. You can check all those things over here. So right now streaming server is in normal condition, but I have set the threshold for the RAM. Okay, so RAM is like being used more and more. That's why it's giving an yellow highlighted. It's been highlighted yellow, so it's warning you up like it's going above the threshold. Okay, so you can set the threshold from over here. If you go in the like let me show you. If you go in the basic settings, you can set the threshold from over here. So here we'll get the servers users threshold. So all the threshold settings you can set from here only, and if the CPU uses goes beyond that 75%, you will get the warning, and if it goes above than 86%, it will show you as an abnormal. Okay, so these are the threshold settings which you can all set from here. So the streaming server which were like highlighted as an abnormal, as a warning, because the threshold settings is going high, the RAM is using more and more, that's why it's showing as, for that percentage it's showing you as an abnormal. But this will only show you in abnormal if the value exceeds for more than 300 seconds. So 300 seconds, if I consider, it's comes around 5 minutes. If the value is exceed for more than 5 minutes, okay, then only you get that warning. So you can set these all settings from here. Okay, we don't have much more here only. So these are the some like basic things which you can do in the initial setup of the HikCentral. If you are setting it up for the first time, you can you can go through these basic setups. Okay, and there is like, all right. So, and you can do rest of the things like what is your site name. Right now I'm currently working as an Tata Play, so I have mentioned over, so you can use that site name. If you want to add as a printers, you can add also that. If you want to do some time synchronization with your NTP server, you can do from here. And if you want to access your users through Active Directory, if you want to permit, you can add also that. So these are the settings which I'm like giving an overview. If it's useful for you, you can use that from these menus. All right. And if it comes in the storage on sys server, so sys server is the same server where your application has installed, your HikCentral has installed. So you can use the local hard drive over for the storage, and you can use that particular hard drive for your picture storage also. Okay, and here you will get a data retention period. So how long you want to set, how long you want to retain your data. Okay, how long you want to retain your logs. So these are set for the 3 months, but you can set it like for the last 3 years. So all the logs, error logs, each and everything will be been fixed for the 3 years. Right now it's set it for the 3 months, but the maximum you can go for the 3 years. But as much as you exceed the capacity, the storage is also exceed along with that. Okay, email setting is very necessary. If you forgot your password, then you have to set up your email over here. In case you forget your password, it will come to the email, okay, over the email which you have been set it over here. So these are the some things. Okay. And if you want to do some third-party integration, you can also do that with the integrated via Optimus, OpenAPI. Right now, also not much familiar with these protocols because right now we don't have any hands-on with those APIs. Okay, but surely once we get that some, I'll be happy if I get something some site over where I can like do the hands-on with those third-party integrations. All right, so these are the some these were the some things which were the basic things once you start configuring your HikCentral server. And more if you want to go, you can add external sites also. If you are running an external site, you can merge those sites also from here only. So these are the some possibilities. You can take here all the data's backup from here. You can set it up. It can be done automatically also. Okay, if once you go here, you can set how often you want to take your backup. So you can set it monthly, daily, every week, and which day, every day you can set it. Okay, when, and so all these you can set, and you can take a backup. Okay, so if you set, the backup will be taken in the C backup. So do you want to take the backup data now? Yes. So whatever the path you have given, your backup will be going to save over there. Okay. All right. So these were the some things which will be very helpful if you want going to set up and if you want to use this HikCentral server. And if you also need some help or any type of assistant, and if you want to understand the basics of the software, you can just reach me out. Just comment me down over there. And if you found this video really helpful, please comment, let me know with the help of comment, and please like and subscribe so it can reach to other audience. All right, so this was all for right now, and thank you so much for watching this video. Have a nice day.